Yeah.
Good.
You back
Easy.
then.
Exactly.
Oh, you're back slowly.
All right, we're back online. Reading of communication. Thank you, Attorney.
No communication.
No communication.
And no action was taken in executive.
No,
session.
oh, yes. Okay. Reading a resolution.
Resolution 377 was distributed to the members of the Board of Supervisors on Tuesday, July 26, 2022, which met the deadline specified in the rules of the board. Resolution numbers 378 through 385 were produced as a result of action taken at this morning's Personnel Administration and Higher Education and Finance Committee meetings. As none met the distribution deadline specified in the rules of the board, the following motions are required. So we need waiving of the rules for resolution 379. That's in your packet labeled as resolution 378.
Motion by Supervisor Dickinson, second by Supervisor Driscoll. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
Okay, waiving of the rules for resolution 381. That's provided in your packet as resolution 380.
Motion by Supervisor Dickinson. Do we have a second by Supervisor Thomas? Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Waiving of the rules for resolution 383 in your packet labeled as resolution 382.
Motion by Supervisor Dickinson. Do we have a second Supervisor Runyon? Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
And waiving the rules for resolution 385. Resolution is in your packet labeled as resolution 384.
Supervisor Dickinson again, and second by Supervisor Wild. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, any public comment or request for roll call votes on any resolutions? Don, any public comment?
Hi, Chairman Garrity. No public comment at this time.
No roll call votes on, some are already roll call votes. So we'll vote on resolutions.
Just a question, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
On the last resolution there. 385, should I recuse or not be present for that? Should that be a roll? You don't think you're qualified?
We can ask for a roll call. Would you prefer a roll call vote?
Sure, thanks.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? Okay, let's vote on resolutions.
Okay. Okay. Resolution 379, amending Warren County budget for 2022 for various departments within Warren County to account for revenues associated, excuse me, with CSA interim salary increases. Mr. Stroud,
Yes.
Mr. Wild.
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Ms. Runyon,
Yes.
Mr. Conover,
Yes.
Mr. Leggett,
Yes.
Mr. McDevitt.
Yes.
Ms. Bramer,
Yes.
Mr. Bruno,
Yes.
Mr. Driscoll,
Yes.
Mrs. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Drossy,
Yes.
Mr. Dickinson,
Yes.
Mr. Merlino,
Yes.
Chairman Garrity.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 381, authorizing appropriation of funds from the general fund unappropriated surplus to various departmental budgets in order to fund CSEA interim increases and amending Warren County budget for same. Mr. Stroud,
Yeah.
Mr. Wild,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
Ms. Runyon,
Yes.
Mr. Conover, Mr. Leggett,
Yes.
Mr. McDevitt.
Yes.
Ms. Bramer,
Yes.
Mr. Bruno,
Yes.
Mr. Driscoll.
Yes.
Mrs. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Drossy,
Yes.
Mr. Dickinson,
Yes.
Mr. Merlino,
Yes.
Chairman Garrity.
Yes.
Resolution passes. And resolution 385, appointing Supervisor Craig Leggett to serve as acting county administrator. Mr. Stroud,
Yes.
Mr. Wild,
Yes.
Mr. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Runyon,
Yes.
Mr. Conover,
Yes.
Mr. Leggett,
Abstain.
Mr. McDevitt.
Yes.
Ms. Bramer.
You put me in a tough spot, Craig, asking for this roll call. We have a chairperson. I'm going to abstain.
Mr. Bruno,
Yes.
Mr. Driscoll,
Yes.
Mrs. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Drossy,
Yes.
Mr. Dickinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merlino,
Yes.
Chairman Garrity.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Need a collective on the rest.
Collective on all the other, all those in favor, signify by
Aye.
saying
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carry. Any public comment or privilege of the floor? Supervisor Wild.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I just have one comment regarding our administrator and his leaving us. I'm sure that he's going to be fine. Mr. Bean helped us through the pandemic greatly. I don't think this is fair restitution for him going there, but I'll have to take that up with him. But I would like to say that I'm disappointed in the way this board handles itself. Our administrator has been a great leader for us. He and his team have made us look good through the pandemic and through the various issues that we've had to deal with. We're losing a great leader. And I believe part of that is based on the behavior of this board, how we treat each other, how oftentimes we're dysfunctional. And it's noticed in the public, and I don't like it. And I'm worried about where we're going to go in the future. So hopefully this is going to be a message to everyone on the board that we need to act as leaders, have our disagreements be such that we can move on if we lose an argument, but still do the county's business. And that's what we're all here for. So again, I'd like to thank Ryan for all his work and hopefully implore the board members to act civilly towards each other and to deal with the fact that we're here to make decisions. And I often lose decisions. I don't like to lose those decisions, but I don't hold those as personal vendettas. So, Mr. Chairman, thank you. And Mr. Moore, thank you very much.
Any other comments from anybody in the room? Supervisor Lee.
Yeah, thank you. The big news this morning was that Chevron and Exxon have posted record quarterly profits. I know that we had a discussion about trying to alleviate the pain at the pump. It looks like the big producers are not that concerned about our pain. Thank you.
Supervisor Brigham.
On that note, I do have something, but first I want to address what my colleague from Queensberry said. There are certainly times where you guys know I love to debate. I like to argue. That's what I do for a living. I try very hard to not make things personal up here. Sometimes my feeling get hurt, but I continue to try to make the best decisions that I can for the county. And I would ask each of you to really look inside yourselves and make those decisions as well. Sometimes we vote, I think, against things that we know might be best for the county, but we're just angry at the person who's bringing it forward. So I'm going to ask on that note that we consider once again the gas tax cap. I know we don't have the paper resolution in front of us today, but I would like to make a motion that we do that. Today is our very last opportunity to do it. It would go into effect in September. That's a motion to bring it to the floor. Thank you.
We have a motion. Does anybody wish to second that motion? Supervisor Bramlett? Yep. What is the motion? Go ahead and state it.
It's the gas tax cap that we had the written resolution for before. You ain't articulated at this, not accept gas tax over the, whatever that one that was, $2.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? It would be Supervisor Stroud.
I'm just not sure what the motion's about. I mean, where are the specifics? I'm not gonna vote on something I don't know what I'm voting on.
We do a roll call.
Oh, I think so.
Huh? Excuse me.
Does it just require waiving of rules, to bring this forward?
Yes.
Yeah, first we would have to have a vote to waive the rules of the board, even consider.
So we just can't bring one on.
You have to wait.
We need a vote to waive the rules first to bring a resolution up.
I'd ask for a roll call on
Understand, but we need to,
it. On the waiving of the rules, I'd like.
yeah, we need a vote to waive the rules. Somebody want to make motion to waive the rules? Supervisor Bruno, second by Supervisor Brammer. All those in favor of waiving the rules,
Aye.
Aye.
No.
do a roll call.
Yeah, because I heard back. I made the right. No choice. Please. But I heard back. Well. Well.
I got it amended. You want me to?
I just had my computer didn't want to open up.
Oh.
On the motion to waive the rules, Mr. Stroud,
No,
Mr. Wild,
Yes, why not?
Mr. Thomas,
No.
Ms. Runyon,
No.
Mr. Conover,
No.
Mr. Leggett,
No.
Mr. McDevitt,
Yes.
Ms. Bramer,
Yes.
Mr. Bruno,
yes.
Mr. Driscoll,
Yes.
Mrs. Frazier,
No.
Mr. Drossy.
No.
Mr. Dickinson,
No.
Mr. Merlino,
No.
Chairman Garrity.
No.
Resolution, the motion fails.
Motion failed. Anything else coming from the board?
Yeah, I just want to thank the supervisors for their support for this interim county administrator. I like to do my best to fill some of the shoes that is being left by Ryan Moore. He's been an excellent administrator. We've been very fortunate to have him. Thank you.
Supervisor Driscoll.
Thank you, Chairman. This morning we received Mr. Moore's final COVID alert. I want to thank him and the entire team of individuals who prepared that and put that out to us on a daily basis, including weekends during the real troubling times of COVID. I also want to remind people that we lost a resident this past week. And as long as I see that we have people in the hospital, that people are in serious condition, I still think that we have a responsibility to speak to our friends and neighbors and do the right things as far as appropriately masking and all those things that we've come to learn and expect over the last 2.5 years. Thank you.
Any other comment?
I would just echo those comments. Also, I've always looked forward to Ryan's comments relative to COVID. It's interesting. I would always forward it to my son, forward it to my daughter who lives in Manhattan, and she, would be impressed with Ryan's comments on that. So maybe as a supervisor, I would just like to wish Ryan the very best to him and his family, and basically, we all dream big. We try to sparkle more. We try to shine bright in our lives, and Ryan has done super work, and he's going to be deeply missed. So we wish you the very best, Ryan.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I'd just like to say, we were lucky to get Ryan and, some of the work that he did during 2020, it was really put Warren County on the map. All the hard work he did with COVID, keeping the county vibrant, working with EDC and tourism and all the other people in Warren County. And I'm glad he's staying in Warren County. That's important to us. And I wish he and Katie and Madison the best. So and I really enjoyed my time with you. I just wish it was a little bit longer.
Thank you.
With that being said, a motion to adjourn.